What's going on, guys? Kami here, coming at you with a brand new Coach Kami episode. This one's going to be going over some Bomb King gameplay. DamageSnek over on the left side. We're going to be looking at him, his loadouts, and all that fun stuff. Remember, if you'd like to send me your own footage to look over, if you were a sub or a patron of mine, by the way, a sub on Twitch, you're set. If you're not, just post down in the YouTube comments something helpful, you know? I see a lot of YouTube comments being like, man, this guy's trash. Man, I'm going to insert random non-important topic in here. I don't know. These people are sending these for help, and it makes it really hard to cipher through the actual helpful comments of people suggesting this or that when they're just like, this guy's trash at Bomb King, etc., etc. So feel free to just not post that. But then again, freedom of speech in the internet and whatnot. People are going to be douchebags, so let's move on. If you want to post down in the comment section on a champion you would like to see done, aka for yourself, you could do Genos, for example. You can say, hey, I need some help with Genos, Kami ult, LOLs, JK, XD. Give me some way to contact you, right? Give me like a Discord. Discord's the best way to do it. YouTube messaging sucks. And I'll toss you a message and maybe we can get some stuff figured out. But anyway, on to this one, DamageSnek. Going with Accelerant. Not much to say about that other than I like it. Jolt 4. I do like Jolt 4, but it's kind of like, when you're on Frozen Guard. Like Frog Isle, some places you can be cheesy on, Fish Market maybe, definitely not Ice Mines. There are a couple places you can do Frozen Guards. You can play hardcore near the pillar side and try to knock them off. So I assume that I'll be looking out for you to try to do some cheesy stuff with that. Fallout 2, hitting an enemy with the Grumpy Bomb reduces the Poppy Bomb. I don't know if I really like that. And then there's King's New Cloak. And you got King's New Court, I think is what it's called. Oh, just King's Court. And Countdown 4. Definitely love the Countdown 4. It's kind of meh on the whole hitting people with the Grumpy Bomb. That's just me, though. I'd say at least bump out one on that one and give yourself some extra health or give yourself some extra HP upon detonating and whatnot. Blah, blah, blah. Loadouts here, there. It's in the description. Check it out. Let's get to the gameplay. Looking at the items real quick. Cauterize, okay pickup. I mean, normally you want to see a Bomb King with a Wrecker, but the only Wrecker you would need to use is Ash, so yeah, screw it. Go for it. Anara is going to be deployables. We've got Leon, Anara, and Ying being Haven, and then 2 Blast. One thing I like to pick up on Bomb King is Nimble, and the reason for that is his ultimate is kind of meh. It does a decent amount, but you can also put yourself in a really bad position, kind of like the same way with Drogos, but you don't have a free get out of jail card, really. I think the thrust is a lot better than Poppy Bomb. So you can try going up for your Cauterize. I think it's an okay thing to buy at the beginning since you don't know how well people are going to upgrade Cauterize. Sometimes people like to go for a very colorful type of items setup. So maybe just a chain upgrading your Cauterize is going to help you out. Now the position you're going for right away is fine. I mean, there's people on point. Always throw up your Grumpy as soon as possible. And 2, since you have Jolt 4, maybe consider going on the left side over here. Grumpy going on right away. Make sure you keep that off cooldown as much as possible. There's a good kill on the Ash. Right now, you're dropping a little bit low and you are going to be backing out. You need to be careful that Ying's probably going to maybe detonate that illusion and she's just going to keep firing on you. So backing off here would be very good. It's a good kill on that one. Jolt not really taking anywhere with that Poppy Bomb. So right now coming in, you got your Torvald and your Genos down. Remember, you do not have a healer, but they are also down 2. Actually down 3, I believe. They just have 2 people on point. Good Grumpy. Here, I understand why you want to stack them up, but the thing is, there's not really any downside to detonating them because you don't have chain reaction. So what happened there was when you went to go throw the bombs on Anara, or just Ash in general, there's one. So you threw one and you missed, and you landed on the ground, and if you would have thrown the second one and detonated immediately, you would have gotten the full damage. But now, since she's able to move away, it can only do like 586. I can't see, it's a bunch of numbers, but... Right now you are low, and you had the Grumpy Bomb up. I think you might pop around here and do the Grumpy Bomb right there. That's good. Let's try to use that as on cooldown as much as possible, but overall, decent Bomb King gameplay. Now, I really like what you did there, was you peeked around the corner, you saw the Drogos, you thought about it, you're like, I see a Drogos, I also see a Ying, and instead of doing the silly thing and going for the Drogos, which is lower health, but much harder to hit as a Bomb King, you go for the Ying. Not only is that going to help pressure out the support so the Drogos can't get the heals, but it's just a target that you can actually get. And the Drogos does end up getting taken down by, well, a Fernando. Didn't expect that one. I'd be dropping a Grumpy Bomb there. Exactly what you do. If you weren't able to get that kill or Cheesecake wasn't able to get that kill, this is where you want to jolt some people off. So, your Grumpy is off cooldown, you'll want to throw that up in the head here very soon to make sure you just kind of zone out an area. So a lot of people see see people and they go, oh, I'll throw out a Grumpy Bomb. But it's like, Grumpy Bomb is a zoning type of tool. Grumpy Bomb is like, hey, there's going to be people here. Throw a Grumpy Bomb out, and that gives time for the payload to push in for free. Right now, Jorgos is there. Be a good time to throw a Grumpy Bomb. Just to keep people away. Don't let them get up here for free. There's a Grumpy, although a little bit misplaced being behind the pillar. It still was able to hit that Ying, and Fernando can finish him off. You're actually going for a little bit of a colorful loadout yourself. Nimble, Haven, and Cauterize. Haven is the majority of the other team, so understand that. And the Nimble pickup is the other thing that I wanted to say, that I do like Nimble on Bomb King. It helps a little bit with placing your bombs. His bombs are kind of awkward to land sometimes. And Kronos, I mean, he only has 2 abilities that have cooldowns. The right click has no cooldown, obviously. So your thought logic of trying to jolt her off the point, very good. I like that. Not to mention, you're stacking up bombs here to make it so right when she comes out of her ultimate becoming immune, you bone her. Very good. You're forcing her to charge out very soon. I quite honestly don't know where she went, but you did just lose your Fernando. Be careful on that. You found her. You're getting some damage on there in the caves, but you'd be careful. I would be throwing a Grumpy Bomb in there immediately. When you saw that Jorgos, you're pretty much forcing it to where he's going to be either running and you can chase him, or he's going to be stuck on the Grumpy. Now you're just kind of taking a fight that you don't really need to take because he's got also explosives in a tight corridor. Should be able to win it, though. The good old spray. You are a little bit alone right now. There's a good Grumpy placement there. The instant you get hit, I'd be tossing a Poppy Bomb to get away, just as you do. You'll want to regroup. Not sure why you're really looking behind here. You want to keep looking forward. Make sure you keep an eye out where everyone is. Maybe you're checking to see if anyone's respawning. It's a good Grumpy up there to help out your Torvald. Well, not a good Grumpy, but a good idea. I just need to go a little bit farther forward. I don't know if I like this. You're going to help out your Strix. I get that, but honestly, your Strix is able to get away. I don't know. I think this is overall going to help because sometimes, well, your Strix doesn't actually get away. And you do get the kill. That's good. In that situation, for the most part, what you can't actually tell your team is to push forward. Ignore that Leon, because she's giving 0 help, and she can't come to flank, but if you can get a kill in the front, then turn around and kill her, it's just, everything just kind of crumbles. And especially where the payload's located right now, if everything crumbles now, you can get it to that last chokehold. You can start getting below the bridge and spamming out the spawn waves to help out a lot. It's a good Grumpy over that wall. Ooh, and this little angle you found here is really good. You have the cover of the wall that the Inara that you're unloading on, you're using her wall as cover while you're stacking up a bunch of bombs on her. Good kill on there. So right now a trick you can do is, you know that the tank, or the Jorgos, is going to go for the tank. Now you're in a slightly bad predicament because you only have 0 shots, but if you were to have more, what you want to do is you want to place the bombs at the feet of the tanks, especially when you know which tanks that the Jorgos is going for. But since both tanks are right on top of it, you want to place it on there. Not to mention, everyone has ults up, so I can only imagine that the Fernando is going to ult here in a second, and you'll have the bomb set up. You'll get the kill on the Jorgos. He won't be able to get away, and that's going to put yourself in a very good situation because their Ying's about to die, their Ashe about to die, then their Jorgos dies. Please, Inara's already dead. Leon's just now coming up. You're gonna keep them staggered. You're gonna help out a lot. You do get a couple hits on, but he's able to get away. Focusing too much on the Jorgos, I think you don't want to do that too much on Bomb King. I get it, but someone's got to kill him, right? But that's usually what your Strix is going to want to be doing. Right when this Ashe ults, you'll want to knock her away, and then you do see that Ying in the back, so keep an eye on that. Don't waste your time throwing bombs on the Ying, or on the Ashe. You want to focus on the Ying, and there's also the Leon to your left. The Grumpy on there is just going to make it so Ashe can't sit on there and go for free. And now you're kind of in a bad situation, but you're able to get healed up. Remember, you have Jolt, so there's a thing right behind you. You can knock Inara off. She doesn't have the CC immunity when she puts her right click up. I don't think. I swear I've seen her get stunned multiple times with a right click up. You know that Ying is low behind. She teleported, but she's got to be over there somewhere, right? Look out for her. Don't focus too much on that Jorgos so you can't hit. Again, don't look at this Jorgos anymore. You don't really need him. You have a Grumpy, and you see the Leon. I'd be throwing a Grumpy out right about now. Definitely a Grumpy on point, and you have your ultimate to zone out a lot. I would Grumpy, hide behind something, then ult. Right when you see your ult come off, again, Grumpy, you don't want to be put out in that situation. You want that ult to, right when it ends, to be getting stunned. That's exactly what I was saying. Grumpy on there. A little bit late, but you still were able to get a double kill out of it. And you get the kill. On the note of the whole, like, don't need to stack up your bombs, especially if you want to kill someone really quickly. Sometimes a split second matters on these pushes. If this timer was at a 0, like someone just spawned, like this Drogo's, and he was a little bit closer, and instead of you detonating right now to get the kill, the fact that you threw it and maybe someone else wasn't firing at it, that little extra time allows someone to get on the point, and then it kind of bones you. It's okay here, but keep in mind, you can detonate a little bit earlier to get the damage out there. Next round, we decided to pick up nothing. That's a bit of a bummer. 900 credits. Make sure to use your credits, obviously. I don't know if it's a glitch with the spectator, but again, I want to see you use the left side with the jolt, but no reason to dwell on it too much when you can't hear me. Good Grumpy. Good job avoiding that in R, but keep in mind you are getting hit from the left right now. And you're going to want to look at that. The Drogo's is behind. You have no idea about that. You shouldn't know about that because you don't have wall hacks like I do. But you did see that Leon. You want to focus on that Leon because the Leon's the one that's been pumping out damage. Yeah, there's a tank on point. Yeah, there's a healer back there. But you either want to focus the Ying or the Leon. The Leon's out of position, and the Leon's going to be who you want to put your focus on immediately right now, so you're going to go for him. Ying just kind of ran into a bunch of bombs, so that worked out for you. Now, you see the Drogo shooting rockets. You're going to want to make sure. I would hide in this corner here. I would push up right here because the Drogo's, if he wants to peek you, he's going to have to put himself in a bad situation to be able to kill you. I would not push him whatsoever, though. Looks like you are going to want to push him, and not sure what happened there. Running back, no items purchased. Bummer. Grumpy on the point right away. Especially right when you see the Ashe charge up. You know that by the time the Ashe is probably targeting something or running, but it's just a zoning, you know? You know she's not going to have that CC immunity. Another Grumpy out here. Just keep the Grumpies out. There you go. Oh, though hidden illusion, so it didn't really work out very well. The Ying blinked, so what you need to do is look at her, what you're doing right now. When she blinks again, she's going to be over in the back right again, if she blinks again. And you're kind of keeping yourself in the field of view. I like that, but you do want to start firing at it, and she does end up falling, but keep in mind, when she's just spamming blinks, it can be pretty predictable on how it goes. You opted to go for a Nimble upgrade and a Haven upgrade. Again, Haven's only 3 out of the 2. It's not that important, and what I think is the most important is getting Cauterized 2 instead of a Haven 2 or a Nimble 2. Your choice, really. I probably would go for a Cauterized 2, Nimble 2, Haven 1. Cauterized 2 is something you want to rush very quickly. It's when you can actually tell that you're hurting their heals. Not to mention, Ying already has Lifelike, which is a Pilton almost Cauterized for it anyway. Grumpy up in the front. I like that. Creating zoning. You notice the instant you delay that Grumpy, look what everyone's doing. They're running away and they're creating space for your tanks. Although sadly your tanks are both on 1 life, so they can't take advantage of that, but still it's like backup, and that's a proper way to use Grumpy Bomb right there. You do actually catch someone with it, and you get the kill. Could have detonated that a little bit earlier, but again, I'm just being nitpicky here. Now, you're setting yourself in a situation where you're kind of getting sandwiched here, which is fine, because Ying's probably not going to push you, but you want to focus on the threat, which is the Leon. You know the Leon's to the left, but you're focusing on the Ying right now, and you're getting shot. You're just getting lit up from this Leon from behind, and you might actually get dropped, and you do get dropped. You know that Ashe is out there. I want to see a Grumpy, or I want to see a Jolt coming out. There's a Jolt, but the shield is up. Bummer. Jon Snow is going to be your next target. Drogo's probably your least favorite target right there. Make sure you have your target prioritization down when you're playing with Bomb King. Yes, you can hit him when he goes up, but it's just so hard, and if you're missing a shot, every shot you're missing is another shot you could be hitting on an easier target like the Leon, which you take out. Doing work. And the payload starts moving forward. Feel free to get up there and forward aggress. You have your ultimate available. Has not been used yet. If you could push up to the bridge over on the left side, right about here, that'd be a good spot, but you're going out a little bit late, so I don't know if you can catch it. The way that you're kind of standing there, that's fine in general, but always try to be moving for the most part. But you're kind of trying to line up the bombs here, so it's understandable. Moving will throw everything off. That detonation, not really worth it. I would have reloaded, waited to see if someone else came around the corner. The Inara came around the corner, was like way out of the range of it. No reason to detonate it, though. Push up near the cave. So, okay. So I like the thing you were doing right there is you hit him twice, right? And you were waiting, I would hope, you were waiting for the Dragon ult to start, then kill them. If you wait until it starts, he'll still retain some of it, I believe 30%. But if you kill him before the ult actually even starts up, he'll retain all of it. So Fernando kind of boned you, but then again, when a Drogo's ult is coming at you, your first instinct is to fire. Right now, if you just took a second to kind of look around instead of just kind of focusing in on the Ashe or whatever, you would see there's a lot of targets, and I would definitely want to throw a Grumpy on here. In general, the point fight's going on, throw a Grumpy, and you would have a decent ult possibility right here. But you guys have the advantage, and you can just use that. What I want to see you do right now is they're going to be able to kill that Ying. I'm pretty sure the Ying's pretty much dead. I would keep pushing up, and I want you to get a high ground. Getting high ground in these situations while you're pushing it's the difference between night and day. Having the high ground is just such a big advantage, and you are literally the only person that can get high ground. So keep in mind on that, on pushes, if you can get the high ground, try to get it as much as possible. That's going to be your number one spot you want to try to go for. It's a closed and like tunnel. Your bombs will do work. You can Grumpy right up here where they'll be coming out of spawn, where most of them will be. It's an incredible area. And you can come ulting in and just drop in and just do massive damage. When you're taking a lot of damage, you want to... Ooh! Upgrade to Cauterize, that's good. Buy items when you're dead, but I'm not even going to preach that for 1 second. 10, 9, 8. So there, hopping off your mount a little bit early. Probably could have had it a lot later. Keep it up there. Grumpy should have came out a lot sooner. That would have been able to keep a lot of the pressure onto the Leon, and honestly, you might have been able to clutch that in there right there. If you were to Grumpy on point, kill the Leon, then jolt anyone away, since it was so close, you could have won the game right there. Plus, you had your ultimate, so you could literally jolt anyone away, start your ultimate up, and if anyone comes by, it's more damage. You're looking right now, they have level 3 cauterizes coming around pretty much on everyone, so getting your cauterize up any higher is probably not that important. So, now your different approach, you're going on the left side, that's good. That's where the Leon's been flanking a lot, and you can see her right there. You're going to have at least a 1v1, I think you have a friend over here. Remember, you have Jolt and you have Grumpy Bomb, you have all that fun stuff. Dueling a Leon right now where she can create space with her dash, plus have auto aims, it's going to be hard, but try not to miss your shots. Spectator bug, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like he's hitting some of these and you're like, he wasn't even aiming at him. That's spectator bug for you. What's funny though is even though there's a spectator bug, you notice how he throws and detonates right away? Well, there you go. There's the bug. They have fixed that recently, I heard. So now you have this possibility to outplay this Ashe so hard because she's going to get very aggressive. So right now what you're going to want to do is throw a Grumpy like you're doing and then jolt immediately. You usually want to play around the tree, but she has Splash, so she'll just be able to span the ground and just do tons of damage, and you won't be able to win it. But if you can try to get a Jolt Poppy behind her to knock her forward, you might be able to get it over. You decide to use the wall. Again, you're going to get spammed out from this, though. The Grumpy does go off, though, and you can use this Jolt. Just find that spot. We won't talk about that. Coming back, finding the Leon under fire, literally. Finishing her off, good job there. You're going to want to throw a Grumpy right away onto the point because you know people are going to be trying to get on there. You have completely run across without having any visual. You want to make sure to always keep your eye on all openings. Try not to ever run with your blinders on.
You are not welcome here.
So you got the kill on the Drogos, although not being your best target, you still got the kill, and the Inaris on point. You won't need your Grumpy here, so you'll want to get this kill. I know I pre-spamming Grumpy Bomb. Now that the Ashe is there and the Fernando is ulted, you're going to need to get that Grumpy on there as fast as possible. Not there, though. Had the right idea. The execution, not so much. So now that the Ashe is ulting, you're ulting. It's kind of a timing thing. I mean, like, nothing you can really do here. Do not target that Ashe, obviously. I would probably go either straight into the left, or honestly, go left and then right down the stairs. You decide to go straight. You found a target. Didn't blow it, though. Going back around. Oh, man. That's rough. You could have detonated it right away with the Ying being there, or the Leon that you saw. Well, the Ying's the main one you saw. There, you look like you hesitated a little bit with the shot. Don't hesitate. Use left click and right click. Might have just been a spectator glitch, though. So coming back, the enemy team has control over the payload. Grumpy Bomb on point right now. You want to zone it out. You want to get him away. There's a Grumpy there. Keep him going forward. That's a pretty good Grumpy. Maybe a little bit farther out. Right now you're fighting an Ashe. You're not going to win that fight, though, so backing out's a smart play, and that's exactly what you're doing. What you could do here, if you wanted to, is drop a Poppy Bomb in front of the target and blow them into your team. That would be good against like an Inara, but an Ashe, she can maybe time her dash for the CC immunity, but Inara, there's nothing she can do about it because she's running some weird legendary. I still haven't paid attention enough. Ooh, good stick from long range, though. Can you find it? All right. You look like when you spray, there's just like, I'm not a big fan of spraying because it's less time that you can be fragging. That's just me. But when you spray, you look like you just like take a second to compose yourself. You're like, I did it. I sprayed. And you know, you see the ying, and instead of starting to fire at the ying or the illusion, you decide to take a second, look at the ground, like hardcore look at the ground, and spray. And then, you know, reload and just kind of take your time. If you want to spray, what I always find kind of cool looking is people that snap spray. And that can kind of practice your snap aiming, I guess. This is a suggestion. That Inara is nutty back there, running around like a crazy woman. Well, of all people that try to hop an Inara off that looks like she has Master 2 or Master Writing 3, either or, Bomb King's not the best target, but someone's got to do it. Look at her go. You're bound to hit one of them, I believe. She is a jukester. And ends up coming up with nothing of it. The Fernando's apparently holding back the whole enemy team by himself. He's kind of a big deal. You saw the Fernando low, I would push that hard. I would even Grumpy right away. There's the Grumpy. That's a really good Grumpy. And I would get out immediately because you're going to get pushed by a guy that apparently has 1 life. Respawning, I mean, not much to say other than buy items. Make sure you keep up all your credits. They can help out. Having to cauterize 3 would be pretty amazing right now. You would literally shut down all healing. Grumpy should have went up there immediately. Saw 3 people. That's tasty. Especially with your loadout card that you can reduce the cooldown of your Poppy. I didn't even want to talk about it. Poppy right now, you're pretty low. You need to get out. You need to get out. That was incredibly cool and obviously on purpose. Assess threats a little bit sooner because you came around this corner and you saw the Ashe is pretty much one shot and this Genos has a line of sight on him. I would have tried to go for a direct hit, but if anything, I would have like thrown and detonated it right away. But it's staying down there for so long. You wanted to finish your reload. You shouldn't care about your reload. What you care about is getting out. And then getting a kill is icing on the cake. So left click, right click, jolt out of there. Bam, ding, damn, done. I mean, not much to say there. The Drogo's just ran straight into you. Now you can see that Leon over on the right side, but you just got knocked away with the Ashe. Your number 1 target right now, well, for one, what you could have done here is that it would have been close, but when you immediately got knocked away, if you looked at the Ashe and threw your bomb, you would have been able to knock away the Ashe. Then when the 0 marker hits, it would have checked for someone to be nearby there. It wouldn't have triggered the overtime, and the round would have been over right away. This Ying, why in tarnation did she ult? Alright, so I can only hope that you buy items here. You're killing me, dude. So, what do you see right now? You see a Drogos and you see a stick. I can only assume you see the stick. Maybe not, but you should see the stick. That's a 2v1 situation, and we have no idea what your team's doing. Like, you saw them a split second before you walked up there, but you have no idea. Shoot at them while backpedaling. Do not push forward here. What this is doing is this is putting yourself in a 2v1 situation, and you don't know if your team's also pushing. You just got a direct rocket, too. You should be able to win this fight, honestly. Maybe. I don't know. It depends how well this Jorgos can hit shots. Careful with your back there. Now you're getting flanked here. Oh, she didn't hit you with it, though, so that's good. All right, some good frags. Now you're in the situation where you're like, I want to help out the team. I want to do this. I want to do that. They just got another kill. What I was going to say is start charging your ult. Charging your ult in that situation would allow you to start moving forward, get the charge up time, and as you're moving forward, getting a little bit of regen, but your Genos is down. They're dying at the same time. It's just not worth ulting. Grumpy on the point keeps everything off. Keep an eye on that Ying. Ying does not get hit, though. And you're kind of just unaware, are they on the right or are they on the left? So be very careful. Right now, capping the point is not going to work out good for you. I'm not going to be like, you're not a tank, don't stand on point. But you're not really sure where the enemies are. And putting yourself on point, that's why getting on the point right away is sometimes, and most of the time, a bad thing. Because there's a lot of points of entry. There's like these 2 archways, there's the back archways, there's outside by the wall on the right side, there's the left side with the stairs and the pillars. There's just so many areas you can get shot at. And standing on there just leaves you susceptible to get shot at. And when you look at them, then you get shot from another angle. It's just not worth it. And it might get you end up getting killed. You'll want to throw a Grumpy. Oh, okay. A lot of weird bouncing mechanics happening right now with that Ashe and your Jolt Bomb, or your Poppy Bomb. But I think you might be able to get out. What's cool is when you throw the Grumpy out and it doesn't hit anything, it actually allows you to stay out of combat, but when it hits something, you don't. I wouldn't push forward there. I would stay hidden the whole time. because you have no idea what's going to happen. You do have your Poppy Bomb up. I would use it right now. Not able to get it. That would just kind of throw off her aim. Yes, she has auto aim, but whatever. And 2, you could have a chance of knocking her off. You're not going to be able to get into the point in time. They're going to grab it again. Woo! Thought this was going to be a quick 3-0 or 4-0. Be careful of your backside when you're fighting that. That was a good job punishing that Leon for pushing way too far forward. Right now you're focusing on the Drogos again, not your number 1 target. And you're kind of just wasting shots when you should be maybe... What you can do here is to get yourself some extra angles. You could Poppy Bomb yourself up, then throw your Grumpy in midair, and that gives you that extra to get that Grumpy all the way to the payload. Just be focusing on the Anar and things on the ground. The Grumpy was actually to be able to make it pretty far. Focusing the Drogos in the back, that was fine. He was grounded. He was near a place where he couldn't jump up, but Leon respawning, coming back and getting you. Make sure to pay attention to those respawn timers and always keep yourself at an angle where you can't be jumped on like that. I pray that you buy items here. Yes! Cauterize 2. Okay. He went for a Haven 3. I think honestly out of all of these Havens, almost your least helpful. Overall, Nimble or a Cauterize 3. Easily Cauterize 3 is my favorite choice right there in that situation. That's a good Grumpy on there to keep the Anar off. Shot to put up a wall but couldn't get it up in time. It's a bummer. I was going to suggest to ult like that, but the way that you did it, make sure when you are ulting in like that, that you, right when you start the ult, like start spamming the ult button, right when after you Poppy Bomb, sorry. That makes it so it can start up right away and you can detonate it as fast as possible, if need be, if they're right next to you. So in that situation, what I would have done is blown it right there. Right there would have allowed you to hit the Inara and hit the Ashe that's already getting hit on. The only thing doing in going into the Inara is you're giving a little bit more damage, but you're negating the damage you could be doing to Ashe, and you're negating the stun you could be doing to Ashe. Keep in mind you can also just pull the trigger to pull that ultimate out a little bit earlier. You have a good advantage right now to just end this. Now this Ashe is really low, right? Yeah, she's only got like a few bars of health. Right now, Jolt. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. The perfect time right now. The fact that I was like, I don't really agree with Jolt 4, but oh my god, this is a time that is just shining through. This is where Jolt 4 comes into handy. Let's see if it's used. I cry 1,000 tears tonight. Get a Grumpy out there ASAP and back up. Careful that Leon for pushing you. Okay, that works too. They're so aggressive in this game. Jolt her off. Say bye. So now, now that you didn't jolt her off, now you Poppy Bombed yourself around the wall, which I get she was low, but look what you've come into. A crippling totem, or obelisk, whatever the hell this thing's called. A Drogos, a Ying, a bunch of bad news bears. And honestly, when you're pushing and you just can't seem to break through that threshold, the thing that allows them to break through is a pick. So being overly aggressive on defense can sometimes be helpful, right? Get them backing off. But if you're too aggressive, you die. It's 4v5, and then they're like, okay, time to push. We got to kill. Get 900 credits. You can go with Cauterize 3 now. You decided to go with Kill the Heal 2. Not really sure if they have very much Cauterize on their side. If they don't have a lot of Cauterize, that's fine. Oh, I think I literally was like, let's see how much Cauterize they have. They have a crap ton of Cauterize. Not really worth it. But you're giving yourself some sustain. If anything, Kill the Heal can sometimes randomly get you hooked up. Be very careful. I get when the Grumpy Bomb hits, you want to line up your shots, but right now you've got a Leon back there. You've got 2 people that can attack you. Well, kind of. The main thing is that Drogo's shooting at you. Drogo's shots hurt, but the thing is, they're easy to avoid, so you need to be moving a lot. Even if you're not even purposely trying to avoid them, just moving makes it harder for the Drogos to try to hit you. You're probably setting yourself up for a rocket or 2 in the face here. There's one, and you were able to move out. Oh, another one. Nah. All right, I guess I worked out. So right now, you know where the payload's at. You can see it on the bar at the top, and both your tanks are down. You're going to want to try to stall as much as possible. Alternating out your Poppy Bomb and your Grumpy Bomb is going to work out well. Do not use them together. You don't want to knock people away from your Grumpy Bomb. A Grumpy Bomb right away. So step 1, when you saw them, Grumpy Bomb right away. Step 2, you wouldn't want to jump down that early. You want to try to make sure that you stay alive for as long as possible. Throwing a Grumpy Bomb down right away and then waiting a second, then jumping down, so allows you to get on the payload to stop it and negate some of the damage that is going to come to you. And you can find a target that you want to kill and just staying alive long enough as possible to let your tanks come back up. Grumpy Bomb has still not come out. It is crucial, literally crucial, to get a Grumpy Bomb out ASAP right now, or you're going to die. The illusion's coming in at you hot.
You are not welcome here.
It's a good Fernando ult, but honestly, nothing's going to be happening here, and everything's just going to start falling apart, and red team wins. Oh no! So overall, just to recap, make sure, 1, you keep up on your items. 2, try not to spray too much. I mean, like, if you do spray, just try to do snap sprays. Make sure you don't take away too much of your gameplay, and you're losing some sight just for a quick spray. Your loadout, I don't know if I actually go over the loadout here. I don't, that sucks. I would definitely swap the one that says it reduces the cooldown of your Poppy Bomb by the people hit by your Grumpy Bomb, and just do the one where it reduces it on the detonation of your bombs, if you have enough essence, that is. Make sure that in your loadout, though, if you do have something specific like Jolt 4, to try to use it as much as you can. Jolt 4 allows you to knock enemies back really far, so look for spots on a map to knock people off the map. It helps out. And pick your targets, you know? I want to thank DamageSnek for tossing in this submission. I hope it's helped him out a little bit, or anyone else that's been watching. Again, if you'd like to do your own submissions, you can look through on my Discord, which is in the description. If you are a patron or a subscriber to me on Twitch, I will do it no matter what, once a month for you. If not, pop down to the comments section below. Let me know what champion you want me to coach you on and why you deserve it over everyone else. I want to thank everyone for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. See you next time.
Hey, thanks for watching. I'm not gonna be one of those people who asks you to like and subscribe, so I'm not gonna ask.